Welcome back to the playthrough. Today, it's an exciting day. We're going to be finishing off the Sovereign Quest. Finally, right? It's taken us long enough. So with the Sovereign Quest done, we're now able to do a little bit of alliance combat. Very, very fun. Very, very awesome. Our first one, right, guys? It's baby steps. It's baby steps. But today, essentially, we're going to talk about Icarus. We're going to talk about Icarus, the wonderful, wonderful angel who flew too close to the sun. Now, what's really funny is a lot of people love to throw this term around. It's kind of like one of the things like Nazi or pedophile or incel that just keeps getting thrown around. Kind of doesn't mean anything anymore. So first of all, I kind of want to define it a little bit more closely. So Icarus, essentially was the angel of opportunity. And let me look this up to just truly get you guys yes. Ambition. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Metaphor for ambition or hubris or the tragic consequences of ignoring warnings. And that's what is the main focus of this. Now, a lot of people misconstrue this because you're not an Icarus if nobody warns you, If you literally just get deceived, from being up top and, you didn't know, because the thing is, it can be our own hubris, but oftentimes we are just led to believe things that aren't true because the people around us truly aren't there for our own benefits. And oftentimes you don't really listen to the most logical voices. You listen to the loudest. Listen to the loudest. So, yeah, it is a little bit of a trick thing, but in my eyes, you sort of have to trick yourself to become an Icarus. The overconfidence is truly a drug, I'd say. Could you agree? Could you agree? See, drugs alter the perception. A little bit of overzealous ambition, it's not a bad thing. But, just like taking too much drugs, it can lead you to some permanent consequences. Which in a lot of people's cases may be necessary. But oftentimes what's annoying about this life is that we're not just responsible for ourselves. So that's the real downfall of an Icarus. I'd say, if you got nothing to lose, how could you be an Icarus? There's nothing to lose. Who cares? As a matter of fact, you should vie to be an Icarus. At the bottom? Like, come on, man. Of course I want to fly and touch the sun and come right back down to where I am. Because all in all, to take that journey, you already have to know you have it. To get that high, you already have to have had that magic in you when you were that low. So I think it's a valuable experience to go up and down to the fullest extent of our human ability, That's like giving God exactly what he wanted to see. Because they set us out here with determined perimeters and they give us this whole freedom mind shit that doesn't really exist. And they act like, we shouldn't become these gods of perception and try to get to the sun no matter the fucking what. But the way you become an Icarus is when you don't realize that you have the power to go to the sun without even going there. You don't have to actually reach that. And that's the funny thing about that story of Icarus. So if you go deeper into the story, he escaped by using artificial wings. And then he exhilarated by the flight, he soared a little bit too high and then melted the wax and then he fell into the sea and drowned. But Daedalus didn't warn him not to fly. He didn't say don't fly at all. He didn't say don't leave or do anything. Right? you're supposed to claw at something, at a little thing, you know? And oftentimes, people think we're an Icarus just because we got a little glimpse of something. And we may have tasted something that didn't smell or look right. And, you know, you quote unquote self-sabotage to get out of there. When in reality, it's just your body or your life or whatever, something, you know, because really there is no free will. It's just something telling you, it's a signal telling you to get the fuck out. And I feel like that's what that was too. For Icarus. That was his signal that he wasn't really made for this world. He was made for something different. The world had a different plan for him. It's not too uncommon for people to think just because it didn't happen at some certain predefined moment for them that it's over. And because of that, I kind of never wanted it to happen for me. I kind of just want to stay here. You know, not even on this channel, not even on, you know, this planet or this house or playing this game, just in this moment. Right here in this boss battle, fighting the King of Calamity for the rest of my fucking life. That's all I want. You know, I want to be Icarus, but I want to be Icarus in the area of him flying towards the sun and his wings melting perpetually. Because it's the progress that truly brings us freedom within form. It's not this whole cooperation of successes or quantified victories or follow counts or platitudes. It's not any of that shit that's truly gonna bring us the light and the justice and the aura and the fulfillment that we need in life, that we are all missing, that people are killing themselves over not having. None of these jobs will give you that. None of these friends will give you that. You just have to find something, and hopefully it's not alive, so that it can betray you, because apparently that's what we all do nowadays. Ha 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 ha, betrayal, ah! I'm just kidding, guys. There are good people. I'm one of them, you know? If I betrayed you, it's probably just because I'm not fucking talking to you, or I've blocked you, because you're weird. And people see that as a betrayal. But if you want to look at it that way, then I have been blocking myself for years. Years, even. Probably a whole decade. So, in order to stop betraying myself, I'm sorry if your little feelings get hurt. I apologize. I want to talk to people right now. It is a struggle to make these videos, if I'm being completely honest, because I am deciding to truly let my mind go into the deepest crevices, exit points, entry points. I'm allowing myself to go there. Because I got a big demon. I got an eternal demon to fight. Because I was born with this aesthetic, this culture, these captured minds around me. And I'm not saying everybody's got the perfect family or community, but I gotta work with what I got. And to do that, I'm gonna have to disconnect from a lot of stuff. Gonna have to put my own mask on before I can help some other people. And you have no idea, just to do the small things like make this channel. How many people have told me this is stupid, this is not gonna work? How many people come on stream to tell me that I'm gay in some weird letters or Greek language? It's insanity. So, to not betray myself or this child that I've created called the Koopa. Don't get too parasocial, guys. It's the actual channel. It's not you. You're not a children. You're whatever the fuck you are, okay? But to protect you guys, you know, the people who have decided to stick along for this, the 99 now, which is crazy. That is absolutely insane. Growing like wild folks. Wild folks. To protect that, I realize I have to kind of check out. I kind of have to take a back seat a little bit, you know, just like in the last episode, we have to have distance. And I have to love the process. As shit as it is sometimes, as much as I don't want to do it, sometimes. And as much as I do get the feedback that I don't like sometimes, of course, just like anything that you do, you will get feedback from everyone, from all sides, you know? It takes a while, took a while at least, for people to even see the vision, the concept, the look from the trees, from the headboard, you know? And you can't be mad at that. I feel like that's kind of what got Icarus, is because he could not see what his progress was doing for him. You know, he wanted it all right then, right now. And I feel like that's what really gets these Icaruses. But you have to realize that you have it all right now, right here. You don't need to be at the sun. You have to realize you could go to the sun at any time. Okay? So I'm gonna take my fucking time, walking my ass there. We're not gonna fly. We're not even gonna run. We're not even gonna use a bike. I'm not even using my roller skates this time. Motherfucker, I'm walking. I'm walking. Of course, Chrono is running right now, but I'm walking. I'm walking here. And you have to be comfortable with your pace. You gotta be comfortable with your walk. Okay, so this is the boss. Good old Calamity King. This cutscene is actually fucking hilarious. Because, well, essentially what happens here is, like, you come into the room and it's like, oh, I'm such an angry guy and I'm here to kill you because I'm the true Calamity King! Calamity King! And then he immediately just, like, you kill him in 5 seconds, like, it's this guy, right? And you kill him in 5 seconds and then the real Calamity King comes out and he's like, now I'm here to fuck you up. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like, especially in old games like this, they just had so much more personality with the way these stories are told. Because this is an entire thing that is told with zero dialogue. You don't need to know Japanese to understand, you know, what the fuck is happening in this first little part of the boss fight. It's just a hilarious, like, slapstick thing. And I feel like back in the day, especially NES days, they were a lot more creative with the ways they told stories. They're a lot more respectful to the audience, you know, that they would understand things. But I feel like it really is the brain-rotted lives of us Gen Zs, millennials that we've corroborated, and it's kind of brought us here. You know, our parents warned us. They were like, it's all that damn bone, and all that bullshit. But man, I don't know. I feel like they just didn't get it. Like back in the day, man, like it was crazy. That shit was crazy when that shit first came out. Dog. Like, come on, man. How can I not be in there when we have Candy Crush in our pocket? And we still even went outside a lot, actually, a lot more than most. But still, you know, it was really insane. I even got to the Facebook games and the Mafia Wars and the Farmville, and yeah, it was yeah. I feel like the social media relates to this too. You can't really fly too close to the sun with that shit either, man. There has to be like a sort of level of like baseline understanding that enough is fucking enough, man. I've talked to so many girls that just like, I don't fuck, there's never enough money. I'm like, what is wrong with you, man? What is wrong with you, man? You cannot take that when you go. You know what you can take? Take experiences. You can take impacts on other people who are still here. And this internet shit is forever. I feel like we should really remember that. You should really remember that. It's also very public. You should also remember that. So, I'm not saying don't use it. I'm saying probably mostly use it for good influences, you know, teaching people things, art maybe, and of course relaxation, entertainment, like this. Of course, I feel like I'm not really that entertaining of a guy, personally. I feel like what makes me interesting is that I take interest in others and other things. And of course, I try not to schizo out, but it usually happens because I have a lot of questions. And those questions breed more questions, and the questions breed more questions, and then, you know, I have to go back and be like, did I really do that right? Let me show my work on this one. And this is why I need to be playing a game, which I am right now. I'm playing Dragon Quest right now while watching the Dragon Quest because I can't stop thinking about shit at all fucking times, and it's really goddamn annoying. But I've grown accustomed to just be okay with it. You know, this used to be a huge problem, especially with my friends and stuff, because I would be, you know, constantly in their pools thinking about them, you know, trying to save them, and I'm like, where, what, me? Who am I? Look, what? I don't exist. when in reality, filling my own cup is kind of what they wanted. I feel like that's what everybody was doing. I mean, of course, they were trying to make me see that in offhand ways. Of course. But that's what everybody's trying to do, you know, and I don't deny that, because it really did help me see myself. Like, all the skills I learned from helping people, all the things that people helped me with, yeah, it is a thing. And of course, a lot of things people help me with is, you know, not really what I'm using now or what I need now or realize what I wanted then. But you got to acknowledge that you're only here because of love. You know, that the hate didn't bring you here. The anguish didn't bring you here. You know? That's the only reason why Icarus could have even done his thing, is because of love. So, you can't turn your back on it. You cannot decide that because there's so much calamity that I'm gonna be a calamity demon and fuck these motherfuckers up in the way they deserve. You can't just decide that, okay? Because although there's a lot of hate in the world, it's only there because we choose to focus on it. And right now, in this moment, which is why I love the moment so much, I have a choice. I can either choose to focus on all the bullshit and all the hate and all the disgusting people in the world and all the people who lie like Pokimane and all the weirdos and shit. I don't know why Pokimane just came to my brain, but I recently watched a video on the crazy shit, man. It's just a weird world, a clown world, where oftentimes, you know, our minds can be corroborated by anything that we are repeatedly seeing. You know, and a lot of people just win by taking those consecutive actions, those consecutive hits. Okay? But Icarus, my baby, you realize that the consecutive hits, the actions, and all this bullshit that you feel like you need to do constantly, it's just not what you really want in the first place. You know, maybe it is. Maybe you want a bunch of shit and a bunch of whatever, you know, but I assure you don't want it that fast. Because if you get it that fast, guess where you're going real fast too? Right the fuck back down. And I personally don't think you want that. I think we would like a long and fulfilling time at the top that's not dictated by our fear of losing it. You know, losing our minds, losing everything, you know? And I will completely say, at the beginning of this journey, you know, right before GNX got released and J. Cole was dropping his whatever the fuck he was dropping, around this time, November last year, I was losing it. I don't feel that way anymore. I don't feel that way anymore. I feel like sacrifices have been made. I don't feel like I'm necessarily in a better place physically, but mentally I just organized some shit. You know, I just did some spring cleaning. I just focused my energy. And it feels a lot better moving into 2026 that I feel like a lot of the goals that I've had for a long time, are finally getting squared away a little bit. And this is damn near one of them, man. Just to have a little show, have a little fundamental time where I'm able to unwind and get the thoughts out in a way that I feel like is productive, in a way to waste my time effectively and hopefully help some people. I don't know if this is really helping people, but I'm deciding that it's helping me. And really, that's all you need. I feel like, in a certain way, Icarus decided that, you know what? I don't care. I'm gonna go to this thing, whether I die or not. And when you look at it that way, it's like, did he really even fail? Was it really even a mistake? You know? I don't think so. I think it's kind of like what this guy did, the Calamity King. I don't think he wanted to be weak, ever. I don't think he wanted to destroy everything he loved and become an unstoppable monster. But it is what it is. You gotta do what you want to do. And I realize what I want to do is I want to keep being here. I want to keep spreading kindness. And whatever allows me to keep doing that, I'll keep doing. You know? Whatever allows me to keep being my weirdo self and mashing all this shit together and being kind to not everyone in my fucking life anymore, but to me. Because, yes, This is what I like doing. I like playing this game. I like making the little videos. I like moving around. And most of all, I like performing. And so I could just do that. You know, I could just do that. I really don't need much else. But I have to realize that at the end of the day, at the end of everything, all we have is us. So the growth is a good plan to have, is a good concept to hold on to. But at the same time, you gotta realize, oh yeah, also the cutscene glitch, so I have to piece this together a little bit. I apologize there. I apologize. I'll probably do a little bit of a an ending video for you guys with this, so I hope you enjoy that. But we have to remember that at the end of the day, man, all we got is us. So if you find a good grind that maybe people say you're good at, or maybe the world really likes, or you know, maybe you find someone that you really find value in that grind, just make sure you like doing it. Make sure this is authentically you and it's something you want, you know, to be known by. I feel like that's the only thing I really have for you guys today. Please, please, please take care of yourselves. I'd say a good way to do that, good way to self-care, take a moment, look back, get perspective on where you've come from, you know? Kindnesses and small revelations. That's all I have for you guys. Do all the things, and I will see you next time.